What's up, everybody? My name is Doug Medhen, aka Gobblecock, and I will actually bring you a tutorial on how to export static meshes from the UDK. Christ, it's Friday. That is the only reason why my English is gone. I haven't even been drinking. Anyway, I'm just gonna open up 3ds Max 2013, beautiful 3D modeling tool. It's free for those that want a student license. You just can't go commercial with it. Yes, I know I have the 30-day trial. I'm just being really lazy in terms of activating said product for student license purposes. And it's just taking its sweet-ass time to load. Fuck you. Quick recap on me. My name is Doug Medhin. My Steam name is Gobblecock. I actually am a freelance level designer, and I'm currently going to school for my master's degree in production management. Now, this is the specifics. Before we actually fucking get into modeling said elevator, because we will have customized collision on the son of a bitch, we first have to go to customize and unit setup. Make sure that generic units is ticked, and click OK. The reason why is because the Max to Unreal conversion is kind of weird. I forget the actual conversion setup. Now I just clicked on box. I'm gonna hit S for snap, and I'm gonna hold down Control, left click, drag it out for the box. I'm gonna let go of the left mouse button. I'm going to move it up one, while still holding Control. I'm just gonna hit the left mouse button again to finish it out, and I'm going to leave it as is. The reason being is because an Unreal character is 96 units tall, around 48 units wide, and lengthwise is 32 units in terms of length or depth. So I just want to make it big enough so it'll fit multiple Unreal characters. Why? Why the fuck not? Anyway, I'm going to upgrade its length and width segments to 3, so I'm just going to hit up twice for the length and the width. And that's about it. Let's get into the Modify tab. Now, first-time Max users probably don't see it as big as... First of all, you probably don't see it as big as this. The reason being is because I measured it out like that. You can just do that. I leave it like this because I want some more room. Another thing you probably first-time Max users don't see is this little tab full of buttons. To actually access said buttons, just go to Configure Modifier Sets. And to just, you guys can use the same copy as mine if you guys really want. You can just drag it over here. I'll just leave it for 5 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, to cover the same shit that I have. Anyway, I'm going to click OK. So I'm just going to hit Edit Poly. Oh, wait, before I do, make sure that Show Buttons is ticked. And now I'm just going to hit Edit Poly. Now, I'm going to right-click on the perspective view for realistic, make sure that Edge Faces is ticked, and I'm going to go to the vertex portion of Edit Poly, or because I have a hotkey where I just hit 1, and I'm going to scale these two sets of middle verts by hitting the R key, or this little button right here, because it's scale, and scale it out. And same goes with these Myrtle. Wow. My English is dead today. And same goes with those middle verts. Right around there. Now I'm going to hit another Edit Poly. I'm going to hit 4, or the polygon button. It's actually numeric to its respective things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to make sure I select the walls. So instead of scaling, I'm going to hit Q for the selection thing, which is here. I'm just holding down Control for, you know, just extrude it some more. Yeah, that's about it. And instead I'm going to actually bevel. I'm going to bevel it to about 100 units up, so that way it's taller than the character. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make it 128, just to be on the safe side. I'm going to click OK. And now we need a roof. Now, I intentionally actually did this for a reason, just gotta show first-time Max users. I'm going to click out of Edit Poly, just left-click on it. I'm going to turn this light off, and this light. I'm going to highlight the box, and click yes. You want to hit the W key for move, or you could just hit that, select and move. I'm going to turn snap off by hitting S again. and I'm going to hold down Shift and move it on the Z-axis. Make sure it's a copy. Make sure it's a copy and not an instance, because that's bad. I'm going to click OK. Now for this, I'm just going to delete out these two edit polys, so I'm just holding down Shift, right-click, delete. And now I'm just going to turn these lights back on, just to make sure that everything's set. Going to move this down to about there, yeah. And we have our very terrible elevator. Well, not really. I'm going to make sure I attach these two. So I'm just going to hit Edit Poly again. Going to click on this little button called Attach. Attach that to that. And now we're done. Technically, we can actually export this out if we really want to. I'm not going to, because I actually do want to put custom collision on this bitch. But for those of you that just want a generic one plain thing without all of the bevels and shit, you go to File, Export, Export Selected. Now, it doesn't have to be for generic max shapes. The only reason why I'm putting custom collision on this motherfucker is because if there is auto-convex, I don't want there to be any screw-ups. So how do we do custom collision? Well, simple. Go into the Create tab. We're going to hit Box again. Yes, Box. I'm going to hit the Snap key again. I am going to Control left-click, make it bigger than the floor. Not by much. I'm going to actually make sure that it's resized proper. I'm gonna toggle Snap off. For the length, I'm going to just make it 105 by 105 by 15. Now for the name, well, color doesn't matter, but for the name, however, I'm going to make sure I hammer this into your head. I am dead fucking serious. You want to type in capital U, capital C, capital X, underscore. That is the precursor that you need for custom collision. After the underscore, you can name it whatever the hell you want. Tits, balls, cock, ass, whatever. I am calling this floor because I can. Well, not because I can, for naming conventions. Now, I just hit the W key for moving. I'm just going to hold down Shift and move this up, so that way it encompasses that. Make sure it's a copy. Instead of floor 1, I'm going to call it ceiling. I think that's how you spell it, because it's Friday, and I have no idea what... It's Friday. I'm calling it that. I'm going to make another copy, but... Bitch! I said another copy. Hold down Shift. Move it down. Instead of ceiling, this time I'm calling it wall. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. You can hit select and rotate. I think the E key can work here. Yes. I don't know why. I don't know why, but for some reason, every time I'm in the Modify tab, the E key just does not want to work for me. E is an echo is the hotkey for rotating. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees on the X-axis. That's good. Yes, it is. And I'm just going to move this over to here. And I'm going to scale it up, but not by much. I'm going to hit the R key. Just scaling it up right about there. Make sure that there's space in between the two primitives. I'm just making sure. The primitives being boxes. Why do you want to make sure that there's space in between? You don't want there to be overlap. Weird things will start to happen when there's overlap with the custom collision meshes. Why? I really don't know. I couldn't tell you for the life of me. So I'm just going to make another copy and rotate it on the X-axis again. I mean Y-axis. I don't really care this time because, you know, at this point they're walls. Oh shit. Not the X-axis. The Z-axis. Or is it the Z-axis? Is it the Z-axis? Fuck it, I'm just doing it on the Y-axis with the wireframe. It corresponds... Okay, little bit of thing here. It corresponds to the view that you're in. So, like, the movement changes. It corresponds to the view that you're in. But it updates for all of them in real time. So, I'm just going to rotate it on the Y-axis. Sorry, gang. Forgot to mention that. And that is not it. So, zero that out. Wait, is it the y-axis? Yeah, it is the y-axis. 90. 90. 180. Nope. Fine. Let's try the Z then. 90. There we go. This is the Z-axis. Motherfucker. Sorry. Again, Friday. I'm citing that. Wow, I must look like the biggest noob. Whatever. Anyway, that's too big, so I'm just going to scale it. R. Y, move it down. And I am just having the worst luck today. R. Just, bitch! Ah, that's good. And then one more copy over here. And boom! We have a very terrible looking elevator. Now we highlight them all. Going to go to export selected because it's a force of habit. Terrible tutorial elevator. Now make sure that it's exported as an ASCII2 file. That is the file format for static meshes. Now you want to make sure that mesh normals, mapping coordinates, and vertex colors are checked. That is one of the commandments for Max to Unreal. Another commandment involves like FBX, and we'll get into that when someone requests me to do vehicles. Specifically, like, well, any vehicle type. Anyway, I'm gonna open up UDK, and while that's loading, I'm going to have a smoke because I smoke a lot. Don't smoke, kids. It's terrible and very expensive. Close. UT3. Just gonna fully load all of my packages. Show that I am not a noob. Well, you know one of the reasons you're not a noob is when you actually made a fucking customized water material. My god, that was a bitch. Look at this goddamn network. Damn you, Horns. How could you make... I got it from I followed the tutorial via Horns' tutorials. My god. It's retarded. It's so long and massive. Okay, now, how to import your stuff. Sorry, gang. I just had to go on that mini rant. I'm going to import. Just go to import, documents. Now, I saved mine. I just leave it in my default 3ds Max export folder. You guys probably, just go to wherever it is that you exported it out of. Terrible tutorial elevator. Why I get this warning, I do not know. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, that warning. Wow. Jesus, it is really dug. Okay. Now, we don't see... I'll show you the whole differences. Now that's chair collided. Where are we? Tutorial chair. Now, there are several types of collision that we can actually use if you guys just exported it out, period, because it doesn't have collision by default. You can use six-sided dot collision. Yes, I will replace it. To show collision, just clear it up. To show collision, just check that. Jesus, what is... Fucking A. I assure you, I am not drunk. I'm not going to get drunk, probably. For my purposes, for the most part, however, you guys will be using auto-convex collision. It is the simplest way to make sure that all of your collision is, like, point-to-point, best it can be, without having to resort to actually customizing collision. Why do this? It's more of a time saver, and we see that upgrade its depth and allow splits. Max hull verts as well, I think. I'm not too sure. It doesn't really do much for me anyway. We see that it kind of does that. Like, it makes sure that it gets the most out of the collision. But again, it's for, whatchamacallit. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I cannot talk today. It makes sure, for the most part, that it's point-to-point collision, but it's still... You use it for just for regular crap that you won't be interacting with for the most part. Customize collision will be working for centerpieces and shit like that. Once you click show collision, we see that we have our little customized collision. Yay! I will not do any unwrapping for this tutorial. That'll be the next tutorial, which will actually sound better when I regain my fucking English. That being said, I'm going to click close, and I'm just going to right click here, and I'm going to add interp actor terrible tutorial elevator. Now there is a downside to interp actors, because interp actors don't have, for some reason, they don't have collision by default. You actually have to go in to, you actually have to double click on the mesh, or hit F4 if you really want to. We go to where it says collide no collision. You want to make sure it's block all, and you want to block rigid body, which is already checked by automatically, thank God. And we want to go into whatchamacallit, Kismet. Fuck. Today, seriously. Okay. So we want to right click, and we want a new event using interp 0. We want to use mover. I mean, you can do anything else. You could do anything you want, really, but like you could just hit new mover. I think it's under what shit is it? New variable. Maybe no. Where the hell is it? Oh, no, matinee. Wow, right there. Good job, Doug. For God's sake. Sorry. I'm so used to just... Oh, my God. Damn it. Sorry. Okay. We just double-click in the matinee. Wow. Good job, Doug. And you just move your middle mouse wheel down to zoom out. We see that this green little area and this red little area. The green area kind of represents like the actual timeline for movement, while the red area actually stops everything altogether. The longer you make the red area, the longer it'll take to stop, and vice versa for the green area. So I'm just going to move this green area all the way to the red. It stops automatically. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to hit movement. I'm going to hit enter once, and that's our key 0. Then I'm going to move this black tab, which is the play for the movement, and it stops automatically as well. I'm going to hit enter again. It's, as you can see, where the black tab is where the key is going to be. You need 2 keys. You need a key 0 and you need a key 1 for anything if you're gonna move, if you're gonna have like movement keys and shit. So for the movement key, I'm just going to hit up on the Z-axis, and we see that there's a nice little up. I'm just going to move it up some more, and then some more. And when we come down, we see it's playing in real time. And close that. Close that. Open up content browser. Make sure that your package is saved. Close that. Play from here. Oh, wait. Yeah, I thought. Whee! And we have a mover. Yay! And I'm falling! Boo! But you want to really push it up, don't you? You want to actually add sound to this motherfucker. Don't you? Oh, yes, you do. I can see it in your eyes. Okay, so let's go into our content browser. Now, I already imported these 2 door sounds. The reason being is because, well, I don't really feel like looking for an elevator sound effect. Now, make sure that your stuff is actually a WAV file, because that's all UDK will actually take. And you're going to need something called a sound cue, which is this. So I'm going to right-click, new sound cue, and understand. Now, I just have this under grouping, and I'm just going to call it whatever the fuck, because I'm not even going to bother saving this. I'm actually going to delete it out afterward. Blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm calling it. Now, I'm going to go over to the door open. Now, in our sound cue, I'm just going to, like, hit enter. Bitch, enter. Fine. Sound node 1, door open. There. I'm just going to move it over to there. I thought it was enter. Oh, well, whatever. Just close that out. Now I'm just going to delete it because I'm not going to bother using it. Yes, I don't really give a fuck. I'm going to save my package, which is my level. Minimize this. Go over to Kismet. Double click on Matinee. Now we're going to add a group. We're gonna add a director group. And under director group, we're actually going to be zooming out. Okay. Actually going to be right clicking shit fucker on director group. Wow. We want to hit new soundtrack. Now under soundtrack, want to minimize this. Go back into our content browser. Where is the fuck? I minimized it. Fuck you. Going to click on our sound cue thing. And I think this is where I hit enter. Yes, it was enter. In the fuck. Fridays. Seriously. Sorry for the bad tutorial, grammar, and everything in between, guys. It has been a very strange day, as it is Friday. Now that that's said and done, let's rebuild all. I'm going to smoke while this is building. Speaking of, if you guys really want me to do vehicles, I will. They're painstakingly long, or guns, but I can do them. Just leave comments in the comment section below, and I'll actually be uploading all of my packages to FileFront, and I'll be including links to them as well. I think that is about it. Oh wait, no, it isn't. I'm just gonna give you guys something fun to do. Let's blow this chair up for no apparent reason whatsoever. Take our custom collided. Let's take our custom collided chair, or rather, a custom collided mesh, or any. Well, it doesn't have to be custom collided. Actually, you know what? I won't make it custom collided. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to click this box right here, called the fracture tool. Bam. And the fracture tool has a fuckload of chunks. Let's go to 68. I want to click generate. And we see a lot of lines. However, we can only shoot this thing once, and that's it, unless we have support chunks. To do that, let's click on these lines. I'm just going to click the legs. Bam. I'm gonna check support chunk. And I'm going to slice. Terrible chair. Yeah, that's fine. It gives you an _/fracture. Let's do that. Terrible chair fractured. Move this out while it's waiting. Let's move this in here. I'm going to move it up on the Z-axis, and I'm going to hit the End key to bring it to the floor. Going to close. Let's go into World Properties, View World Properties. Make sure that the default game type is UT Deathmatch, just for shits and giggles, because it'll arm you with a weapon. Bam. I'm going to rebuild all, and while that's rebuilding, again, because I added that, I'm going to smoke some more. Don't smoke, kids. Drink lemonade instead. Lemonade's good. Speaking of lemonade, I think I'm going to have some after this tutorial's done. In terms of, if you guys really want something other than vehicles, again, let me know. My main strengths are with Kismet, even though I have fucked up royally today. And a couple of other things in terms of, like, material editor. I am learning Scaleform for Flash in terms of how to actually import custom menus. All I know, well, what I know so far is that it takes ActionScript 2 and not 3, so that menu system went out to shit. Anyway, let's play from here. What? Fuck! I forgot to save the goddamn package. Ugh! There we go. Take that. Fuck you, you stupid chair! Now let's go into our elevator. And we saw that we hear a little sound cue. Whee! I'm dead. Wow, I'm not dead. Cool. And that stupid little sound cue was, in fact, the whatchamacallit. I'm just going to play it for shits and giggles. And that is that. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, queries, complaints, conundrums, clairvoyance, let me know in the comment section, and I will see you next time. Later, guys. Thanks for being patient and shit.